Hi everyone, welcome to my new vlog. So today's vlog is a combination of the previous day's vlog on harvesting the ash gourd, and we also went to Basaveshwara Khanavali to have our dinner, and then we did a purchase of shoes at Wildcraft, and today and the next day we also did composting, and also added lot of compost to our plants and all that. So let's go to the vlog now.
Yesterday evening started on such a refreshing note as we harvested a fresh ash gourd right from our terrace garden. After which the four of us headed out to Jayanagar to enjoy dinner at Basaveshwara Khanavali. And so we also wanted to open and check how the ash gourd is so that we can use it for sambar, curry and all that. So and ash gourd has lot of beneficial effects due to Ayurveda. So Ayurveda and Siddha also uses it for their medicinal recovery and health benefits. And right opposite to Dosa Camp, we stopped by the Wildcraft store, and this is at the Basaveshwara Khanavali. We had a beautiful dinner. We four of us, and that's North Karnataka food where we had jolad roti and all that. So this is at the Wildcraft store to pick up new walking, running, and trekking shoes for my husband, both of my sons, and myself. So the next morning, I was back out in the garden checking on our ridge guards and all that. So here. There are a lot of shoes also we looked into, and the jackets and all that. And that's my second son Sriraj. And the bags, suitcases, shoes and all that were really too good. And we had a look into everything, the suitcases, bags, jackets and all we tried also. And the beautiful thing is even the hip bag. uh, so that was really nice. And my sons are also trying the shoes, and they bought that green one, and that's the rich cord at our terrace garden. So while working on spreading and aerating our compost so it gets the air it needs to break down well. So the next thing after I showed all this, this is the blue pea flower, and the rich gourd is really growing very well because of our homemade compost. And this is the ash gourd. One ash gourd we have cut already, and this is the another one. We have to protect it from the squirrels and uh, uh, from other microorganisms so that it doesn't drop out or decayed. So we have to add lot of home wet waste compost. And that's the beautiful jasmine plant and hibiscus and all that. So the jasmine also I tried pruning it a bit. And that's the turkey berry which I am showing it to you right now. Ceylon spinach, blue pea flower and all that. And that's the kanakamparam for our home deity. And those are the blue pea um, uh, leaves and a lot of things here. So I also want to talk to you about a topic here. People have always had opinions on every stage of my life. So while you're watching my video, so I want to talk about that. So this is a beautiful kandankatri brinjal plant at our terrace. So, right after our bride seeing ceremony, relatives tried to demotivate me by asking if I could really handle a big family under one roof without losing my freedom. So, they questioned staying with in laws and judged every small purchase or outing my husband and I made together. So, even asking for money was questioned with a traditional mindset, telling me I didn't need cash because office Sodexo passes and bus passes were available. When I wanted to learn car driving, they asked why I even needed to drive, when everything was already accessible. It was the exact same feeling when I thought about starting this channel. I was so shy, scared of bad comments, and worried about how my mouth and teeth looked when I talked, which is why I only used background music in my earlier trip videos and all that. And I was not that confident also because of the others' judgmental and opinions. So, but just like learning to drive, I had to take the wheel with confidence. So the day I stopped listening to people turned a deaf ear to all the demotivation. So I'm still showing you again this beautiful rich god because I cannot stop myself coming out of showing all this. And this is all because of the beautiful only home wet waste compost. The home wet waste compost has to be dried beautifully so that it gives a very good nice smell, and which you can use it for your home garden. Otherwise it definitely, if it has a pungent smell and all that, it definitely attracts rodents and rats. So that is where we store all the home wet waste compost, and we also added a lot of compost to our plants. So we are planning to take out that compost and put it for the aeration for a while in the tarpaulin, so that we can use it for all our pots. And so the day I stopped listening to people is when I started growing, and I choose to live my life with courage was the day I truly stepped out of my shell. So that is what I actually wanted to tell you guys, like come out of the shell and show your confidence, and don't listen to people, and just turn a deaf ear to all the demotivation. So it's always there that there would be one or the other people who would always pass on the judgmental comments and all that. So I also read a book about build, don't talk and all that, about what Raj Shamani has written. So that's one of the book which I have bought a few months back, and I just completed reading it today, and that has a beautiful and thoughts on thoughts what he has shared in his book. And so now I share my thoughts directly with you, build my garden, and pursue my goals on YouTube with complete confidence. So that's all because I wanted to turn a deaf ear to all the demotivation. And so the one which you are seeing is the Bruceline, which has lot of omega-3 fatty acids in it, and that's the beetle leaves, which grows wildly if you take care of that beetle leaves. Not just the beetle leaf, of any of the plants which you grow has to be taken care with a beautiful compost. And that's the home wet waste compost, how it looks after you grow it nicely. And gloves, because there could be multi-peats, because we add and stir and all that, and then sometimes we put the compost in the mud and then we spread it. So we thought that we have to use the gloves. And um, so the wet waste compost is added to all the pots, so wherever required, and especially for the ash gourds, bottle gourds, and ridge gourds. Bottle gourds are also coming up. So wherever the ash gourds, bottle gourds, and all are there, we always add it. And that's the vertical garden. Vertical garden, even though they are small herbs and greens are planted to it, we still add lot of wet waste compost every week. So every week adding the compost to the plants gives lot of strength, and it has and gets nutrition from the wet waste compost. So all the nutritions and minerals needed for the plants is gained from the wet waste compost. And see the color, see how it has changed from how we have added everything, like from sambar, rasam, rice, and everything to the wet waste compost barrel. container. So it all turns into a beautiful compost within 2 to 3 months. Definitely, it takes 2 to 3 months after adding cocoa peat and maintaining, and with the aeration and all that. It definitely requires 2 to 3 months for a compost, for a wet waste to become a compost. And then you have to spread it out in the tarpaulin at least 2 weeks once, or whenever you get, and all that. And then see, you have to spread the wet waste compost like this. I am the one who is spreading out here in the tarpaulin, so that when there is a sun, then it's definitely beautiful, that it's an added advantage that the wet waste would start getting dry, and you can add it for the plants very easily, and the compost and the wet waste would become a compost very easily. So the compost, so it gets the air it needs to break down well. So watching everything thrive reminded me of how many people doubted this journey when we first started. So relatives and friends would complain about seeing my terrace photos. So make fun by asking if I could grow anything other than tomatoes, or claim the garden wouldn't even last 6 months and all that. And that's the paper wasp nest, which it has beautifully done. So that's all about
Thank
this.
you for
Thank you
watching.
for
Bye
watching.
bye.
Bye bye.